This is definitely the most outrageous brave. I was called out by my teammates at the beginning. Let him pack up and get out. Therefore, the brave were put on permanent 7-day vacation. A border town leads a leisurely life. What the hell is going on here? In this world, everyone is blessed by God at birth, and it determines what skills they have. The male protagonist is Red, although fighting is not good. But in fact, he is a comprehensive auxiliary master. His divine protection is the guide. The mission is to safeguard the journey of the brave. Therefore, he was born with the strength to fear discrimination. But as the strength of the brave team rapidly improved, Red has become a laggard. Sage Aries on the team today. Throw a bunch of junk gear at Red. Let him try to attack himself. Look, Red didn't break even the most basic of shields. Harris thought Red was useless on the team. He also held back his sister, the brave one. In order not to cause trouble for my sister, Red finally decided to leave. So Red went to the border town, decided to open a pharmacy, live a leisurely life, although unpopular in the ranks of the brave. But in the eyes of ordinary people, he's a real boss, especially his ability to pick herbs and identify herbs. Definitely a good hand. On this day, Red went into the mountains to find herbs. As a result, I met a beast. He could have easily beaten this guy, but thinking that I have quit the brave business, decided to leave it alone, take the herbs and go back to the village. Unexpectedly, the younger brother of the elf carpenter in the village suddenly got white-eye disease. Urgent need for medicinal materials to save lives. So Red went back into the mountains. It turned out to be a flock of weak chickens. The adventurer actually started setting the mountain on fire. Almost burned all the herbs Red needed. Red had to hurry up and pick herbs. I ran into that hero again. Due to time constraints, can only hit it quickly. Lose. In the end, the record went to the adventurers. Thanks to Red stepping on the herb in time. The brother of the Jinling carpenter will get better soon. Since Red has always dreamed of opening a pharmacy, but because of lack of money, it never got built. As payment for medical treatment, let the Jinling carpenter help build a pharmacy. After the pharmacy opens, although Red's craftsmanship is good, but due to a lack of customers, the medicinal materials are about to expire. Finally, on a rainy day, Red welcomed his first customer, the blonde girl who used to be in the Adventurers Guild. His name was Lit. Used to be temporary teammates with Reed. Now a small-town adventurer. The real identity is the second princess of the big country. Red meets Little for the first time. In a tavern in the Duchy of Logavia, there was a creepy bald head holding out a salty hand to Lit. As a result, he was put down in the next second. Then Lit even said publicly, even without the brave, it is also a piece of cake for their country to deal with the Demon King army. Later, the brave team still helped the Duchy's army. That's how Red and Lit got to know each other. They also exchanged a lot of information. At that time, Lit was really a little arrogant. I especially love Red's cookies. Just refused to admit it. When fighting the Demon King, Lit's master personally led the elite guard as bait. Let the brave defend the city. But actually, his master has been eaten by the little leader of the demon army. Now this so-called master is a demon in disguise. Let the brave stay in the city. It's a special force that wants to do its best in one go. Critical moment. It was Red who sensed something was wrong. Arrived in time to save Lit. My sister also appeared in time. One sword killed the little demon leader. This whole thing hit Little too hard. Whether it is a master or a teammate, all his familiar faces. Now I have to watch them fall. Now Little has almost lost the mood to fight. Red encouraged Lit. He hoped that the winner of this war would be the will of the people, not by the brave. Because once the brave leave, if the demon army comes again, the country's army must also have its own strength. After hearing this, Lit finally cheered up, and they worked together. Finally defeated the Demon King army. Talk about the bits and pieces of the past. The atmosphere between the two is getting better and better. Lit said to Red. He also wants to work in the store. although Red initially refused. But Lit offers advice on thriving business, teach him how to develop exclusive drugs, and some knowledge of economics. This operation made Red agree to his joining. Let him occasionally come to the store to help. The next morning, Little took over his bed. "Who can hold this?" Red got up in a hurry. We prepared a rich breakfast. After breakfast, and they went straight to the furniture store. Little saw the double bed of mahogany peaches. I couldn't put it down. Lee's direct call, or buy a single bed. However, Lit acted like a spoiled child. She can't help it. Finally bought a double bed. The result is on the way back. Red finds out again that Tongta and Al are being bullied. He went to stop it, but Tanta's friend, Al, has been injured. After Red bandaged Al's wound, but found that Al looked down. Al doesn't understand. Why did his little friend suddenly change his temperament? It became violent and aggressive. Red explained that this change in temperament is due to the influence of intensive care. The little friend's extra care is called the brawler. He's a gangster type of guy. People who own this kind of guy except for fights and brawls. Almost none. Other skills. Therefore, owners are often further and further down the path of crime. Hear this. Al was in tears. His guy is a master of weapons. This guy gives him a great gift for weapons. But he was worried. Is it because of this guy? Becomes aggressive. Red and Little quickly comforted Al and tell him, although family does affect a person's personality, but the key is how to control the power of households. As long as you can guide it correctly, just be kind. Firm your principles. Al can own the family. Protect others. The little guy finally laughed after listening. I asked Red specifically, can you go to his pharmacy to play in the future? Red readily agreed. Then the two went to Parliament. He wanted to get marketing authorization for a new anesthetic, but unexpectedly rejected. Fortunately, with Lit's special identity, just got approved. It's nice to have a princess as a girlfriend. Now the pharmacy is open. You also need a star product that can sell quickly. Just when the two had no clue for a while, Lit made a joke, said that Red's food was very delicious. Why don't you put the delicious food he makes into the pharmacy and sell it? And Red had an epiphany, decided to develop a way to replenish the body. Health medicine that can also prevent colds. The original taste of this medicine is very bitter, but with Red's superb craftsmanship, successfully turned the medicine into delicious cookies. It retains its potency, improved the taste again. After tasting it, the two felt that it tasted unexpectedly good. So I put the biscuits in the pharmacy for trial sale. Instantly triggered a panic buying frenzy, seeing the cookies sell so well. Red excitedly picked up Rita, happy to raise him high. Rita was also taken aback by this sudden move.
Frost cheeks.
The atmosphere between the two of them, it has become really sweet and warm. Big talk. The brave team on the other side of the head is in trouble. Teammates feel like they can't do anything without Red. Big men don't like sages. He even said he wanted to get Red back. Just as the two were arguing, the brave sister walks out of the tent. I learned that Danon was going to find his retired brother. I agreed without saying a word. So Danon begins his journey to find Red. And when Red and Lit moved in together, it's a shock every morning. One day, Lit suddenly said she wanted to drink some mead. After asking Red, I happily went to buy it. It turned out that he just walked on the front foot. There was an uninvited guest in the store. That's Albert, the village B-class adventurer. He suspected that the hero was killed by Red. So, I want him to join the squad. But Red, it's hard to live a lie-down life accompanied by beautiful women. Of course, it is impossible to admit one's own strength. Pretending to be Tsainyao. Pretending to be scared and sitting on the ground. Then Lit rushed in with a sword. He knocked Albert out on the spot. Dared to bully my little boyfriend. Do you want to die or not? Red hurriedly stepped forward to stop.
Call.
Albert just came to invite him to join the team. Although Albert was unwilling, but also noticed, Red just suddenly moved outside. realizing that Red's strength is not simple. Facing Red with Lit's protection, I had to leave unwillingly. Red to make Rita happy. Then the two drank mead together. Rita drank too much. Speak boldly. I actually proposed a double bathtub. The two can take a bath together. Red was a little shy by the proposal, but also enjoy it. He said he could take Rita to the sauna next time. Therefore, Red went to the sauna with his friends again. Start outlasting who can last longer. To change the subject.
2.
People started talking about the sweet life of Red and Lit. Red just added some extra material to the stove. After a while, you can get down on the ground for Brother Elf. During the break, they also learned that there's a new, well-equipped bath in town. The guests turned over there. Red and the elves. I don't want to see the old sauna business collapse. So I started thinking of ways to help attract customers. Red came up with aromatherapy. Made an aromatherapy bag, hanging next to the stove. As the steam spreads, the scent of herbs, you can relax. It's good for your health. The boss tried the aromatherapy bag. The effect is also very good. Business in the store is booming. To express gratitude, the boss arranged for Red to take a free sauna for 3 people. But I didn't expect it to turn into a mixed steam. Red panicked, grabbed the towel, and want to run. And Lit blocked him with his arms outstretched. The female elf next to him laughed, and his girlfriend was like this. Are you still running away? Red had to stay. I just listened to 2 girls commenting in front of him. The whole body starts to get hot. I just fainted. On the way back, Little also talked about the reason why she wanted to drink mead. It turns out that newlyweds take a month off. Drink mead together. Enjoy the world of 2. This is really hinted at the face. At this time, the poor sister is still missing her brother at the front line. The eldest sister in the team. Also tell the new assassin sister. That wasn't how their team used to be. Don't worry about anything other than combat. Can also cooperate tacitly on the battlefield. But when Red left, everything has changed. They just found out. Red is really important to the team. The next day, Red and Lit just opened for business. I was approached by a bunch of aggressive people. In the lead is a guy with a scar on his face. He's a cadre of the Adventurers Guild. This time I'm not here for anything else, but to bring Rita back to the guild. To bring Rita back. Not only do they offer high salaries, some even plan to betroth their sons to him. Rita heard the conditions. Finally can't help it. Just throw out a sentence. You have already signed a lifetime contract. Don't try to poach. The other side. The man with slanted bangs from the Thieves Guild also found Reed. Get straight to the point and persuade him to take the money and leave. Leave Lit. Red flatly refused. Call directly no matter what the price is. Lit is my priceless treasure. Chi Bangs also touched a gray nose. I can only leave without fun. Red heard what Lit just said. My heart is full of emotion. Can't help but hold her hand. And took out an amber bracelet as a token of love. Lit took it shyly. The relationship between the two took a step further. Although the two have known each other for a long time. But Lit didn't expect them to move in together either. In memory, he remembered the past experience again. At that time, because Lit's country was attacked by the Demon King's army, he and Red walked through the misty forest together. Seek foreign aid. All the way, Red also enlisted the help of his friend Dora the elf. It made Lit jealous. Dora also saw his little thought. Pull Rita together in private to take a bath.
And bluntly,
I just hope Red finds a good girl.
Live AP Life.
There will be no unreasonable ideas. As for Lit, another reason why I didn't choose to stay with Red. Because he didn't think he could join the brave squad. At that time, Red was trying to protect the crowd. Willing to be bait to attract enemy troops. Lee too was full of worry. But he also knew it is difficult to intervene between the brave brother and sister. And she left. I didn't expect to meet Reed again, and lived with him in this small town. On the other hand, the Thieves Guild remains, unwilling to pat the bald head to threaten. Lee too claims that if he doesn't return to the Adventurers Guild, they told his brother about him and Red. Ryder didn't care. He made it clear that he would not leave Red. Just then, Red's pharmacy is in trouble again. It was some time ago. Something went wrong with a new drug passed by Parliament. Many people get poisoned after taking it. Red was busy saving lives. Lit proposes to prepare more antidotes. For emergencies, they thought it was too complicated, but not too much intervention. But still go on with his quiet life. Red also invited Lit to ride a dragon and go camping by the river. Red pitched his tent. Lit did not shy away from changing into a swimsuit in front of him, ready to launch. Although Red pretends to be calm, I can't help but blush. The two sat on the shore chatting after playing with the water. Lit quipped that she was so proactive. Red doesn't hurry up. Red awkwardly explained that he was not unmoved, just shy. Lit is even more daring to approach him. The relationship between the two is heating up. Back to the store. Red hasn't had time to relax. A man covered in blood rushed in. Fall to the ground. Red rushed to treat his wound. Let's go out and have a look. It turned out to be Albert's teammate who hurt people outside. Strange thing is, the weapons they used didn't match the guy. Red's suspects. It's all about drugs that have come before. But there is no evidence yet. At the same time, Danon also met the caped man in the tavern. The other party wanted to invite him to find Red together, but see Red living a stable life. Danon also let go of this idea. That night, Red brought hot milk for Little again. This is my sister's favorite drink. So Red also fell into the memory. When they were children, they were caught in a storm. Red asked his sister if she was afraid. Sister is not afraid. Red said he was afraid. I want to hold my sister's hand. My sister still reached out her hand obediently. Red held hands and said it was a lie just now. He is not afraid of storms at all. I just want to hold my sister's hand. So Red taught his sister this way. These things are taken for granted. Learn to be an ordinary little girl. Don't be a brave person who only understands tasks and requirements. Right at the end of the Red conference, suddenly there was a sharp knock on the door.
Red, open the door.
I saw the doctor with Al covered in blood on his back. Just behind Al, Red learns that his friend Admi attacked his parents. But no fatal injuries. Admi later disappeared. The townspeople speculate that he ran away for murder. Red and Lit come to the guardhouse. Admi's father received them. The captain of the guard thought his son could never kill. Although he has the brawler's guy. But he has integrity. Wouldn't do such a thing. Red suspected that Admi was taking some kind of drug. Cause it to get out of control. But the captain of the guard didn't believe it. After realizing the seriousness of the situation, Red and Little decide to investigate further. When they got home, Red taught Al swordsmanship. Al was shocked. Red is so powerful. How did you only mix to a few? Red also said bluntly, because he loves the life of this salted fish the most. Al then remembered. During the day, a mysterious uncle gave him a sword and told Red about it. On the other side, Ryder caught a suspicious mission. But the other party used a strange self-destruction skill, made him covered in slime. In the nick of time, Danon to the rescue. Just after Danon discovered that the attacker turned out to be a demon, he also decided to stay and assist with the investigation, and agreed to exchange information with Lit. But right after Lit left, Danon revealed a hideous smile, and I went home. Tech helps identify. Al got the sword found. This sword hides a positioning device. Apparently Al was also targeted. The bald weirdo from the Adventurer Guild is looking for trouble, trying to use the GPS's sword to kidnap Al. But I never expected it to be Lit. Then a boar offered his true self. It turned out to be a demon with a giant axe. At the same time, Al stayed in the store, but was led away by the traitors of the guards. It turned out that all this was a conspiracy by the president of the Thieves Guild. He ordered the strange uncle to make the devil potion. This potion can give people the protection of demons. The user will lose control when they see the axe. The president wants to take advantage of the attack on AL's parents, stir up opposition between outsiders and local residents. In order to take control of the situation, the president sees it. Give Al a sword. Force him to kill Admi. But Al doesn't do anything. Critical moment. Red rescued in time, rushing out of the siege with 2 children. Al and Admi are protected by men in capes. Red faces Albert alone. It turns out that Albert has long been controlled by the contract demon. He longs to stand out. Teamed up with the devil to make it all happen. Red declined Albert's invitation and cut off one of Albert's hands in the heat of battle. Finally tell him, you don't need it to be a hero. After the battle, the aliens were also persuaded by Al to lay down their weapons. At the same time, the man in the cape visited the devil and revealed the real name of the demon barrel. Lil feels something is wrong. After breaking the contract, he immediately turned into a prototype and fled, and found Albert. Forcibly took him away. Then I found my sister, who was a brave man. I want to confuse him with a potion that weakens the protection of the brave. One listen to this medicine can weaken the original blessing power. My sister drank it without saying a word. After finding that it does work, he wants more medicine. Then bring the assassin girl. Ran off to Red's town to find a pharmacist. Red and Lit's life is still warm. The new heating pad developed by Reed is very popular. 2 people sell goods during the day, holding hands and romantic hugs in the snow at night. It's a happy day. A few days later, the sister conceals her identity and the assassin sister arrives in town. However, outside the town, the 2 encounter a guard blocking their way. It turns out that the other party wants the toll. My sister didn't say a word, but threw it out to him. The assassin girl's heart was in a panic. What kind of hidden identity is this? At night, Red happens to meet real-world friends in town. 2 people go drinking together. At the same time, the assassin girls also came to the same tavern.
He sat next to Red.
Both of them realized that the other was not simple. After going back, the assassin's sister told her sister about it. Then the 2 immediately developed a prison robbery plan. I want to rescue the strange uncle who can make medicine machines. My sister can be said to be very powerful. It's no problem to rob a prison. However, he was unable to use this technique. So, I turned to the best pharmacy here for help. However, just as my sister came to the best pharmacy, after a long-lost communication between the siblings, Red realized that the team not only didn't get better after he left. Instead, they all broke up. But he has no intention of going back. I didn't expect my sister to hear that my brother didn't want to leave. It was decided on the spot that he would stay too. The voice just fell. Little is back. My sister stood up and was about to leave. Express that you have something to do. Gotta go back to the hotel tonight. Red told his sister that he was welcome to play anytime. As a result, my sister almost fell down as soon as she left the pharmacy. The brave man's reinforced aura requires him to complete his mission. My sister can only continue to drink medicine to suppress this power. He had to carry out his plan without his brother's knowledge. Just find a place to hide the alchemist. Let him start making quickly. After the alchemist is placed, the younger sister went to her brother's pharmacy with the assassin sister. At night, my sister actually offered to take a bath with Rita. As a sister-in-law, Rita naturally agreed. As soon as I sat down, my sister asked her if she had taken a bath with her brother. I thought the Azura arena would explode. Unexpectedly, my sister remained calm after learning the truth, and said that when he was young, I often take a bath with my brother, and she was pretty weak. Her brother protects her. My sister was already a brave woman when she was 5 years old. Go to the mountains to find the lost child, but met a huge hero. My sister at the time was no match at all. But you must live by the mission of the brave. Suffer for others. My sister is really fed up with this life. When the hero attacked him, he cried out to his brother to save me. I didn't expect the next second. Reed split the hero in half. Then he hugged his sister tightly.
Since then,
My sister only has my brother in her heart.
He doesn't feel anything right now.
Just because the body of the brave is immune to any abnormal state. So the relationship is getting weaker and weaker. Only Red is his savior. That's why he was so jealous of his sister-in-law. You can laugh and cry all you want. And the little girl started crying, compared to the brave. In fact, he would rather be lit, because the brave can save the world. But no one can save the brave. So the assassin sister drank the brave man's medicine. And I told Red about the prison robbery. Red knows very well. Taking medicine is actually weakening the original intensive care. If intensive care is weakened to the point where there is no resistance at all, the person taking the medicine could be poisoned. So Red immediately decided to go to the ancient ruins, ask an alchemist for help. Unexpectedly, they met Danon again on the way, and stalking my sister's former teammates, the brunette and Ah. The two men hid as soon as they saw Red, sitting at the next table and eavesdropping on their conversation. The man confided in Red during dinner. He didn't think Red was a bad guy at all. Without him, the team is a mess. But Red is happy with his life now. I won't go back and suffer. Red found out that Danon had broken his hand. So, I asked him what happened. Danon told Red. He was attacked on a boat. A hand was bitten off, then drifted to the port town. After learning the status of the brave, Damon insists on joining them to save his sister. At the same time, the wise man also met Danon, but this Damon's arm is intact. Obviously, the demons are pretending. As soon as he came in, he sowed discord with the sages, said that Red and Lit had had a sweet life. Communicate deeply every day. You're still a single dog who can't catch up with the brave. The wise man had one reaction when he heard it. Ah. Sir came to Red's shop and smashed it. I also scratched the double bed for them, and then flew over Red's head on a dragon. Go straight to the forest where my sister is. Red and his party immediately split up to catch up. Let's meet at the ancient ruins. In one episode, Red found the alchemist and make the alchemist scream in pain. My sister heard the sound and came quickly. Only then did he realize that his plan had been exposed. Red told his sister he didn't blame him. Instead, he keeps looking for a way to control his dick, and explained that he was never there to save the world, but to protect my sister. Whether my sister is a hero or not, he still loves his sister. My sister finally understood my brother's intentions. The inner burden has completely disappeared. Then Lit and the assassin girls also rushed to the scene. People started talking about how to mix potions alchemy. The teacher told them, this medicine requires the heart of a demon as the raw material. But the devil's heart carries a curse. And the sister's guy gets weaker. Is because there's another unknown kind of guy in him. It is temporarily impossible to determine whether there is any harm. Unexpectedly, while they were discussing, a group of eyes of disaster suddenly appeared outside. Red goes out with his sister. Soon found the sage who casted the spell. Now the sage has become insane. He insists that it is only him and his sister to defeat the devil together. Even tried to forcibly take my sister away. Red was just about to say, let go of my sister. But he was backhanded by the sage. Dry sister. A sword can pierce him. But looking at the love of being a teammate, he didn't swallow the killer. Instead, pick up my brother and turn around and leave. Then the man in the cape appeared. The sage also saw through that he was the embodiment of the demon Azura. The man in the cape starts hooking up when he meets. The sage said, we can go find the treasure left by the original brave. With the brave baby, you can control your sister. Made him change his mind. So the wise man also decided to cooperate with the cloaked man. Assassin girl's scouting skills discovered. The wise do not act alone. Red thought that his old teammate might have been deceived by the devil. He followed them all the way into the depths of the ruins. At the same time, Danon also rushed to the scene. As soon as he grabbed the sword, he got into a fight with the man in the cape. One punch can be given to the man in the cape after flying out. Another set of dragon and tiger dance. He beat the man in the cape so hard that he couldn't fight back. I didn't expect the sage to attack Danon at this time. The cloaked man destroyed Danon with a backhand sword, then changed back to the original face. Six-armed Azura mode uses a set of Gale swordsmanship. And Damon even used the sunflower acupuncture hand. He broke the blade with just 2 fingers. Unfortunately, Azura is still superior. Xiao Jia blade is more afraid of Da. The wise man watched coldly. Then he took Azura to continue searching for treasure. When they opened the treasure box, I found 5 in it. The sword is exactly the same as the brave sword. Azura explained, "My sister's sword is just an imitation of the original brave. And these are the true swords of the brave. Just give my sister the real Excalibur. This sword will strengthen the protection of the brave. My sister's weakened protection by the devil can also be restored." The sage learned of this, determined to give my sister the true sword of the brave, and get rid of Reed, the lying grandson. Let my sister return to the path of the brave. And then Red and the rest arrived. And it was a melee. Red and the others are fighting with Azura. Only my sister is left to confront the sage. Sister slashed out with a sword. The so-called true Excalibur instantly shatter. Even Azura was scared silly. This power has surpassed the original brave. That's when I didn't feel any movement below. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be their teammate, a brunette. The brunette tied Rita up as soon as she came up. Then he attacked his sister. It turned out that he also wanted his sister to return to the position of the brave, because only the brave can save the world. My sister has no choice but to sacrifice herself. But Rita disagrees with this approach. He loudly told the brunette, "You can't just decide your fate, because the meaning of a hero's existence, it just depends on intensive care. It's because of the person who did the heroic act, is the real hero." These words shook the brunette's heart. Unexpectedly, Azura also agrees with Lit's point of view. It is because he hates God's blessing to fight against fate to the end. While everyone is arguing, Red took the opportunity to stab the brunette's dragon. Little do they know that the wise are waiting for this opportunity. Suddenly created a huge. The iron block slammed into the 2 men. My sister wants to go to the rescue, but was stopped by the brunette and Azura together. The sage is completely insane. Smash the 2 off the back of the hard neck. Call this live flat. Red died well. Then, also launched attacks on assassin girls and alchemists. No one expected. The following is also a male move. Lushan, Rising Dragon Tyrant, rescued Red and Little from the heights again. To the end. The wise man is entangled in the little spider of the assassin sister. Can't move. Red took the opportunity to go up and give him the fatal blow. And my sister is fighting with Azura. The power of the brave explodes too strong. With a serious punch, the Azura flew directly out. Then dodged the true sword. A set of phantom sword dances completely wins. However, when my sister held the sword, he is also controlled by the aura of the brave again. Going out to face your beloved brother is a sword. Fortunately, the assassin girl got in front of Red in time. Red also sees the current situation. So, let someone else take care of the assassin girl. He and his sister started a duel. Although the combat strength of the 2 sides cannot be compared, but Red's disarming skills are superior. In the end, he took the sword away from his sister. Sister finally woke up. I threw myself into my brother's arms and cried bitterly. Hero and Albert also returned to the scene. At this time, the brunette also woke up, cured the assassin girl with his healing powers. The brunette really understood this time. Behind the name of the brave. What a lonely and cruel fate. But even so, he still hopes that his sister will continue to be a brave man. My sister told the brunette, "I will live with my own identity in the future. If there is a position of the brave, then the brunette should be the one too, because he has been fighting hard. This determination is the true sign of a brave man." And so a new hero was born. After that, my sister stayed in the village. with brother and sister-in-law, and his only partner living a happy life. Let's end me the last journey of the sage together. Let him not be a curly dog in his next life. Let's lie down together. In the evening, Red and Lit finally went to bed. Red also promised Lit his adventure is long over. Now I just want to be with Lit forever, waiting to hold the baby later. The next morning, Red was walking around the village with his sister. Introduced my sister to the acquaintances in the village. After not being a brave person, my sister's feelings have also become richer and richer.
Haha.
It seems that this Azura arena is inevitable. After this battle, everybody gets it. What really decides destiny is not the blessing of God, but the path you choose. After I was kicked out of the team,
Life is slow life.
the first season is over. I have to. The opening hero was kicked out of the team. Then choose to lie down and enjoy life. This setting completely breaks the mold of traditional fantasy adventure, focusing more on the character's daily life and the development of relationships. Not a lot of intense action. It's a relaxed atmosphere and a warm emotional exchange. Red's pursuit of a simple life. It also reflects the desire of many viewers to escape from their busy lives. Pursue the resonance of inner peace. So this show, especially suitable for friends who want to relax. As for what adventures Red will have next, then we won't know until the second season. Finally, remember to help Sparkling Stories YouTube channels follow and like it.
See you next time.